Hey guys, it's Chris here from The Ultimate Recycler. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to Monday again. It's Monday marathon time where we go through e-waste from the charity shop. I've only got 2 boxes this week. Shouldn't take too long to go through. I'm not even sure what's in here because this is what I picked up last Monday. I kind of work a week behind. I did find a couple of things to flip, which I always do. Well, 1 I think. No, 2. There's some other stuff back on the deck I forgot to bring out. This was the first one. It's a 1960s, maybe early 70s era Pyrex coffee pot, and it's got the insert, which is pretty good. They don't always have the insert. It doesn't look like it's ever been used, so that will be an excellent seller. I paid $3 for it. Let me give you a closer look. I paid $3 for it. It really looks like it was unused. It could have been a wedding gift or something. They got a lot of these things back in the time, even a sports trophy. It's amazing how many times they gave out, kitchen alia and stuff like that as sports trophies. So that's a nice one. I should get at least $20 for that. The other thing, I don't think I paid anything for this. I think it was with a pile of free jars that they have. It says it's a memory jar, and it says on the top, love notes and something else I didn't read. I think it's just a bit of a novelty to write little notes and put them in there, memories, whatever. It's just a useful jar, but I might even put $5 on it because it's actually a memory jar. I think, oh no, there's 2 other things. I'll go and grab them now. These 2 items, I got a couple of ginger beer bottles. They're Bendigo pottery. They're not originals, they're reproductions. In fact, they say soda water, but they're normally known as a ginger beer. But these are actually made by Bendigo pottery, which a lot of the early ginger beers in this area were made by. But these are a reproduction. They're a slightly different sort of top, and soda water you don't see that on the older ones. But I think they would have been, there's a stamp on the bottom from Bendigo pottery, probably a bit hard to make out. And I think there's one on the side there too. So they were $5 each at the charity shop, and I reckon I could probably get $20 each for them. They're not worth a fortune to a bottle collector, but they're a nice go with to a ginger beer collection, or if someone collects Bendigo pottery. So $5 each into $20 each, that's a good flip. All right, let's get on to our e-waste and what we found this week. We'll go through, well, I think it's all jumbled up. We'll go through the boxes, get all out on the bench and see what we got. Now it is mixed up because some of the stuff here goes with some of the stuff in that one, but we'll get it out anyway. There's some milkshake containers. I think there's the milkshake maker. So hopefully that's good enough to sell and we can put the containers with it. I don't know if this is a sterilizer or something, but the other part of it's in the other box. We'll sort that out in a minute. What have we got in here? This is this goes with the Pyrex coffee maker. It's a heat spreader. So basically on your old wood stove with a hot plate, you would put that on and then put the Pyrex coffee maker on top, and I guess it spreads the heat, as it says on the bag. So that can go with the coffee maker. All right, we have a lint remover. These are a little battery operated. They're quite small. This one's probably, oh no, it's in the box. It's not new, it's been used, but, oh, it's been used all right. It's full of lint. This is bigger than I think the last one I had was. Doesn't seem to have batteries in it. Oh, unless something's broken. Oh, the batteries are in it. Maybe the thing just wasn't closed properly. Geez, it takes the big C-size batteries. So it's not worth very much, but I'd be able to sell it if it works. That's better. Does it work now? There we go. So it just basically shaves the lint off, your woolen jumpers and that sort of stuff. That sounds all right. I'm not going to run it up my arm. It'll probably pull all the hairs out. But judging by the contents of the receptacle here, how do we get this off? Oh, you've got to squeeze in at the sides. There we go. So it certainly works all right, judging by all the lint that it's caught. So we'll clean that out, and I think I'll probably just get $5 for this. I don't think they're very expensive at all to buy, but it's probably more of a matter of convenience. Yeah, seems to be in good nick with good batteries. Next thing in this box is a clock radio. We seem to get a lot of clock radios, almost as many as we get lamps. In fact, there's no lamps this week. So that's all right, we've got a clock radio. It's a Telefunken. It had $7 on it, which doesn't look like a garage sale price. It looks like it was in a second-hand shop. That can come off anyway. So I think that's going to be, has it got a battery in it? No, they only use a battery to remember the time when the power goes out. Most people never get around to putting a battery in it. That appears to be in good nick. I think it should work fine. I'll probably go $10 on that without a problem. We'll test that a little bit later. We have another hair appliance. We seem to get a lot of those too. This one is one of those hot brushes. I think it's called a straightener. Yeah, it's a straightening brush. The last one of these we had sold fairly quickly. So that looks to be in excellent condition. So we might try 10 on that for the first week and see how we go, but we'll give that a test too. All right, we do have well, it's not a lamp, it's a light fitting. It's an older one. It's probably 1980s, I would suggest. I don't think it's broken. I think they've just come loose. Yeah, so it's a 3 globe ceiling light fixture. It looks brass, but it probably isn't. Let's try it with a magnet. Definitely not brass, not brass. No brass here, anywhere to be seen. So, look, what are we going to do? If it was all brass, I'd consider scrapping it, because it's pretty hard to sell these things. You've got to get them wired in by an electrician. It's not pretty enough that someone would go to that trouble. I don't actually have the glass shades for it. So I think that can probably, we might just chop the cord off it, and I think that can go to e-waste. I could save the fittings, but I've got plenty of globe fittings at the moment. Yeah, I think that's probably just, could even go in the shred steel and the scrap metal. I'll chop the cord off it, that's all we'll do with that one. Empties one tub. Okay, the next one, we have what this was. Oh, very dirty. Is it rusty? It's got something's kind of baked onto it. So perhaps this was a sterilizer. Looks like a heating element. And I guess you put the tray on there, or the other thing on, and then the tray, what's it say? It must say somewhere what it is. It's a Tommy Tippy, which is for a well-known brand for baby products, bottles and things. So I'd say it's a bottle sterilizer. Doesn't actually say, but I'm pretty sure that's what it will be. Given that the element's so dirty, I don't expect we're going to be able to sell that. It looks like it's corroded. And I don't think I'd have a use for that, given that it's got holes in it. The little strainer thing could be handy when I'm washing up stuff, but it's not worth the space it takes up. So I think this whole thing can go to e-waste as well. I will chop the cord off it, but it's just not in good enough condition to sell. So we had no e-waste going to the transfer station last week, and we've got a few things this week. What on earth is this? Homemaker, donut maker. That is bizarre. Oh, okay, it's a giant donut maker, like a cake size donut, I think. I'm guessing this opens somehow. I don't know how that works. Maybe this side opens. There we go. Oh, it's a mini. Okay. I was thinking it's a giant donut, but it just makes mini ones. Well, that looks clean enough. Oh, it's a little dirty, but at least the Teflon's not scratched up or anything. What a bizarre looking appliance. And I don't know why it can swivel. What's the point of that? Anyway, we will see if it works. I think that's clean enough and looks to be undamaged. We should be able to sell that. Probably won't be for much though. Okay, we have a bag here. What's in this? I'm guessing some other hair product. Appliance, a dryer is it? Or a hair curler. Well, there's a straightener, so it's a kit. Oh no, that's a curler, I think. And there's lots of accessories. Oh yeah, so it's just a hair curler. That's a different, oh, that's a smaller. So you can have, I guess, large curls or small curls and just other bits and pieces. So that will be probably saleable. It looks in good condition. We'll just have to see if it works. But the whole kit's there. Okay, here's our milkshake maker. It's a Cambrook shake maker. It looks okay. It's a bit dirty, needs a bit of a clean up. But as long as that works okay, I think the last one of these we had a bent shaft. As long as this sounds okay and tests out safe, we should be able to sell it, given that we've got 2 cups to go with it. Very good. Alright, we have a toasty maker, is it? Yep. Oh, half the toasty from last time it was used is still in here. It'll probably clean up okay. The Teflon looks alright, but it's certainly dirty. It's probably only very cheap. Yeah, it's an Anko brand. It's probably not worth the while to clean it, you know. We'll see how we go. If I can clean it up quickly, I'll just get $5 for it, as long as it tests safe. Doesn't appear to have any damage. Got to make sure they're not cracked. They often get dropped. No, it looks okay. It's just dirty. Alright, we'll try and clean it up to save it. It's not really worth the time. An old power board, and it's got an old plug with no sleeves on the pins. I'm just going to scrap that. Oh, we have a toothbrush, electric toothbrush with the charger. We had one of these chargers one other time, and I tried to sell it. I think I ended up chopping the cord off it. It was at the shop for a while, ended up in the free barrel, and still no one took it. Complete toothbrush might sell though. It's got a brand new head with it, so I guess we'll give that a test. The last thing in here is some little Bud Lights, and it's in one of these compostable bags, which looks like it's started to break down, so that can go in our compost bin. And these Bud Lights should sell okay. Looks like it has, oh, that's just a little night light. I don't think that's a part of it. We can test that. And we'll test the lights. They're probably okay to sell if they work all right. At least they're not Christmas lights. That's the end of that tub. Alright, so I've got a couple of things to scrap. We've got some e-waste, and we've got quite a few things to test. I've pulled that light assembly apart, and also the power board, which I just hit with a hammer and it flew in half. Got some good brass out of the power board, and I'm going to do a video on those shortly. I've got a whole box of them to go through to see what sort of value we can get out of them. Bit of wire, a little bit of hardware. As far as the old light assembly goes, that's all shred steel. I was contemplating whether I should put them in a box at the shop in case someone wants to use them for some craft job. I don't know. If anyone wants them, let me know. I'll probably just put them in the shred pile just to go to the steel at the transfer station. I don't have time to save everything, but if you want them, let me know. I decided I will keep these light fittings though, because they're in pretty good condition and I do use a lot of those. The column was actually brass. It's not very thick, but it is brass. Also a couple of other bits and pieces. These little screws, they're not a screwdriver type screw. There's no slot in them. You just do them up by your fingers, and that's to hold the glass shade in one of these. So there's usually three per gallery, they normally call those. They're handy because I'm always looking for those for nice old light fittings, and you need them so that you can screw it up to hold the glass shade in place. You don't want them too tight. That's why they don't put a screwdriver slot in there, otherwise you'll break the glass shade. So they're handy spares. A little bit of hardware, some other bits and pieces. The center stem was aluminium, but it's threaded both ends. This fitting is threaded both parts, and it also has a little tag for an earth wire, so that's handy if I'm making lamps. And got a couple of connectors as well. So there was a bit of value inside that lamp. It didn't take long to pull apart, and it's interesting. I would not have got $5 for it at the shop, but now I've got some useful stuff, and that's all the wire that came out of it, so I've got a bit of value to sell. So yeah, there we go. Anyway, that's what happened to the light fitting. Nothing to sell out of it, but handy stuff for me to keep for now. We better test some other stuff. Let's start with this hair curler. It's actually a hair curler and a straightener, so it clips together as a curler. And the other one is a smaller size curler, as I mentioned before, but you can also go to straight, and it's a basic straightener. It also has these, I'm not sure what they're for, but they do fit over the smaller curler. But of course, when they're on, you can't open it out, so I'm not sure what they're for. Don't know. I don't style my hair. There's a couple of clamps there. There's instructions that are almost entirely in Chinese. In fact, they are inside. Everything's Chinese, except it says 4-way hair iron. I had a look for the model number online, and you can't buy them in Australia that I could see. In fact, the only references I saw were on Asian pages. It has got a straight double pin plug, so I found an adapter. We'll plug it in and we'll see if it works, but it looks like a pretty good kit. And if it's not available here, perhaps it might be quite sought after, but I'm probably just going to put $10 on it if it tests safe and works all right. So let's power it up. And where do we turn it on? Oh, here, on. All right, so we have a red light on there. It should be getting warm. Yes, so the straightening pads are getting warm. I'm assuming if we leave it on curl, yeah, the whole cylinder gets warm, so that's fine. The appliance tester likes it, so all good. We have an operational unit. Let's turn that off before it gets too hot. And someone will just have to get themselves an adapter plug, because this is Christine's and I need to return it to her. So I think we'll just go $10. It's probably going to be a bargain for someone with this versatility of being a curler and a straightener, but they will have to get themselves an adapter. But that's good, we've got something to sell. We'll package that up in a minute. Let's try this thing out, because I don't want to have to clean it if it's not going to work properly or it's not going to be safe. So we'll put it into the appliance tester. We will need the earth wire for this, because it's not double insulated. And the light's on. Let's usually you can earth off one of these screws. Yes, that passes, so all good there. It's heating up. All elements are heating up. So okay, that just needs a clean up. It shouldn't take too much, because this looks like melted cheese and it should just come off pretty easily. And as I said before, the actual hot plates pretty well look as new. They haven't been scratched up, so someone's just been a bit careless and made their lunch and not cleaned it up afterwards. So it's not a particularly valuable one. What was it? Anko. I think we'll just put... Oh, look, toasties are popular. If I'm going to go to the trouble of cleaning it, it should present as new. I think we'll put $10 on that when it's cleaned up. What else have we got to test? Oh, we have to do this toothbrush. Now, no one's going to buy a second-hand toothbrush, but because it's got a brand new fitting with it, it might have a sale. I'll just clean it up. It's got a bit of toothpaste in the handle there. And the little charger thing needs a clean up too. They're completely waterproof, so you can certainly give those a wash, but I wouldn't power it up until it has dried out, especially around the cord area. But you won't do any damage getting water in. You know, water can't actually get into it. They're properly sealed. All right, let's turn that on. And I guess there's no real way of telling that it's charging, is there? Does it power up? It does. I'm pretty sure that'll be fine. I'll leave it on for a while and make sure it charges up, because it does sound a bit flat. And the complete unit should sell okay. Maybe we'll get $10 for it. If someone's come away on holidays and forgotten their toothbrush, well, it's a good option for them, particularly with the new sealed head for it. I'll run that on a charger a bit later. We need to make some space on this bench. Let's try the milkshake maker. I've got to whip through these things, get this lot processed as quick as we can. Okay, it's double insulated, but it has got a metal back, so we need to check the earth probe on there. It won't show an earth, but it will show us if there's any leakage. And that looks perfectly safe on my machine. Let's see what it sounds like. Oh yeah, it sounds okay. It looks loose at the top here. Is that supposed to be loose? That sounds all right. So that just needs a clean up. I don't think that's any more than the $10 milkshake maker. Cambrook is a better brand, but they also do make a cheaper line of things. Okay, well, it looks all right. Just needs a clean up. I think we'll go 10 on that. Now, I suppose we should do these lights while we're going here. Oh, this thing's it's just a night light. I don't know why that swivels. I guess because you can angle a light at different positions. If I reach my appliance test around here and plug it in, it's not on until we cover the sensor, which is underneath. and there we go. So it's not a switch, it's a light sensor. When I cover that, the light goes on. And I think that might have a use in my shed, because when I finish at night and I turn all the lights off, I've got to navigate my way out through the emergency storage shed without tripping over anything. I usually use my phone, but I could put that in a power outlet just halfway, and it's only a single LED. It will hardly use any power, and at night when I turn all the lights off, it will come on and show me the way home. So I'll probably keep that. Alright, this is a bit dirty, but if someone has it on their veranda or something, not going to matter too much. So let's plug that into the appliance tester. Oh, there we go. So it's coloured. They don't do any flashing or anything. Just, oh, they fade in and out. Oh, okay, they change colour. That's cool. Alright, I might put them in the shop and actually have them plugged in. People can see them changing colour. They will... Oh, look, we might just put $5 on them. I'm not going to be too ambitious on these things. I don't really want to have to clean them. But it gives us something we can sell rather than throw out. Okay, next is this straightener brush. It should be fine. Doesn't appear to be anything wrong with it. Certainly not cosmetically. That's powered on now. How do we turn it on? There's our switch. Is there a light to tell us that it's on? I'm not getting any indicator that it's actually powered on. It's not warming up. Oh, there we go. You've got to hold it in for a bit. Alright, so 48, 49. It's heating up. You can see that little display. It's heating up pretty quickly now. And I guess you can set the maximum temperature with your plus and your minus. 175 it's set for. And we can turn that down, say, yeah, to 150. And it's still warming up. I can feel it starting to get warm here. So that works fine. And a long hold to turn it off. So you've got to hold the switch in for a while to turn it on and off. That's fine. Very good. All right, we might try $10 on that as well. What brand was it? It's a Model 108. It doesn't actually give a brand there. TNS. But it certainly looks good. Just needs a real quick clean, but the cord's good. It will suit someone that wants a new one, pretty much, and we'll just have $10 on it. Right, we've got a fair bit to sell, which is good. What's next? Probably our clock radio. And this should work fine. I don't think I've ever had a clock radio that doesn't work. We won't get very good radio reception here, if at all. Alright, so we have green LED. Is that flashing? Yeah, that's doing weird things through the camera. But it's just normally, it's blinking on and off like they normally do here. So that looks fine. Let's turn our radio on. We're just going to get static, but at least we'll know it's going to work. There we go. Okay. Yep, that's going to work fine. I don't think we'll pick up a station. Don't usually do that because the ring light here causes a lot of interference. Oh, there's a bit of a station. Alright, that's working fine. Yep, no worries. Okay, really just needs a wipe over. It's not even that dirty, so that should be an easy one. And we'll probably go just $10 on that. We seem to be selling the clock radios pretty easily. What do we got left? Well, the lint removal we've already tested. So we've only got this weird donut maker thing here. And this is good enough to sell as long as it works. So let's plug it into the appliance tester. And we have a power light come on. And let's see if it's heating up. Well, we better run the earth wire to it. Yes, it's a pass on the earth. Is it warming up? Yes. And the top. Yep. Okay. And that's pretty clean. Looks like it's probably only been used once. So a little bit of a wipe over. That's a really weird appliance, that one. Takes up a lot of space on the kitchen bench just for little donuts. And what's the point of it pivoting? I just don't get that. It's not like turning it over really does anything to the donuts, I wouldn't think. And you can't lift it out that side. Maybe it just locks it in so kids can't lift it up. I don't know. Anyway, it works fine. It just needs a little bit of a clean-up. I'm probably thinking only $10 for it. Homemaker, it's only a cheaper brand. So we're going to have a lot of $10 items, and if they don't sell, they'll be down to 5 in a week or two, but that's all right. We've got a lot to sell. With everything cleaned up, now it's time to display it for you guys and show you what we ended up with. There's everything cleaned up. Things cleaned up really well, and I quite enjoy the cleaning process. It doesn't take long. This particularly dirty toasty maker pretty much looks absolutely brand new. I did unscrew the hot plates and give it a bit of a scrub with a toothbrush in hot water or hot soapy water, and I left it in the sun to dry, reassembled it. Didn't take too long, and I'll get $10 for that, I'm pretty sure. Everything else, as discussed, we had a little bit of shred steel or pressing steel just to go to the scrapyard. Well, I don't take the pressing steel down. It'll go to the transfer station here where they have a big pile of steel, unless someone wants those little decorative pieces. That's all the e-waste we've got this week. There are items that we're going to flip, so that was a pretty cool pickup. We have some scrap, we have some wire and a bit of brass and some useful parts here which I will use. So there we go, that's this week's. Very little going to e-waste, quite a bit to sell, and some handy stuff to use. And here's what the notepad looks like. We ended up with $80 potential return from the e-waste, and the items to flip, a $13 expenditure into $65 potential return. I think we'll get that, and I think we've got every chance of getting that. So a pretty good effort this week, and not a lot of e-waste to take to the transfer station, which is always good. Part 21 has seen 3 of the 4 items sell for full price. We still have that handheld steamer, but the other items went first weekend, no problems. Quite a few people looking at the clock, but it's still there at this stage. We had ruled part 20 off last week because we'd sold the 3 e-waste items. Part 19 sees only the frozen treat maker and the ice cream maker left. I'd marked that down. I'll leave that at 5, and I'll leave that at 5 for 1 more week. If they don't sell, they'll be free. And part 18 just seems the touch lamp, which is now in the shop, and the citrus juicer, which hasn't sold, so I'm going to make that free this coming weekend. So that's pretty good. All the items we've been buying to flip, haven't sold much of it lately, but I'll report when it does sell, and all episodes previous to part 18 have been ruled off. Now, the items I buy to flip, I'm not worried about them at all because they're cool things for the shop. It's like when I pick up stuff at garage sales or even unbox stuff from house cleanouts. It's shop stock, and we need to have stock. So they do sell, but I'm not in a rush to get rid of them. I like the clocks sitting around the shop, and they tend to sell fairly regularly. The lamps, like the touch lamp, do sell. In fact, that's the only one I've got in stock at the moment. So that stuff sells when the right people come in. That's not the purpose of this series. We're getting rid of all the e-waste, which is the important thing. Most of it is selling and staying in circulation. Some of it we get to scrap, which adds to my scrap metal stocks, and we will be doing a load to Melbourne once it builds up enough for a good van load. I'm not going to run down there for $500. I want to get a couple of grand out of it. So of course that takes a while. And we get a few things to keep, of course. Bit of hardware, the odd lamp part that I'll use here when I'm fixing something. So very little going to e-waste, which is the ultimate aim of this series, and I'm loving that we're being able to save so much, because remember, if the charity shop didn't have me to pick it up, 100% of this stuff I show you every week would go out to the e-waste crates at the transfer station, and we've chopped that down to probably only 10% on average. Some weeks nothing, some weeks a bit more, particularly if I get printers, because unless they're a near new printer with ink in them, they're really difficult to sell, so I usually just send them out there. But we haven't had any printers lately, which is good. So I'm loving this series, and I'm doing my bit for the planet, and most of you seem to enjoy that. I appreciate all the support. We'll catch you in the next video. Bye for now.